Hello, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards, yay, and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Wednesday the 20th of July through till Tuesday the 26th of July 2022. So welcome. While you're coming over, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So while you're coming over, hopefully we get some viewers today. Yesterday's video was majorly suppressed. And also, Facebook has been flagging my videos as a breach of copyright when I play music, when I play a musical instrument. So I can't see me being able to do that in the near future because they are limiting, absolutely restricting my videos and my posts. So just a reminder, if you're seeing this, please look things up. Please come and visit the page directly if you haven't seen something for a while, because you can't rely on your newsfeed. You can't rely on Facebook to show you what you want to see. Facebook will show you what they want you to see, which is usually advertising or some type of junk. So come and check out the page directly if you haven't seen for a while. So what I'm going to be doing today is using my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards combined with my Speed of Light Oracle. And this has created a 110 card deck that I'm going to be using for our connections and cards today. So I will be shuffling the cards in a moment, laying them out next to me, and then I'm going to let you know what the cards say. So what I'm feeling from them. So it's just a guide. Think of it as a guide. Take on board what feels right. Let the rest go. And let's see what comes up and what happens. Hi, Rowie. I'm glad someone's there. It's like out in the warehouse or something. But hopefully Facebook sorts their stuff out. Otherwise, I'll go over to YouTube and do my videos there. But for now, I'll stay on Facebook. So let's see what we need. The cards that want to come up for this week ahead, this card reading week, Wednesday the 20th of July through till Tuesday the 26th of July. Welcome, Christine. So lovely to see you here. So last week our theme card was prayer, which talked about asking for help. It also connected with improvement, so things improving for us. So did you notice help that arrived for you last week, maybe unexpectedly, that came from a strange direction, some help that helped potentially open us up to improving ourselves or improving our life? I've certainly noticed that. I've noticed that I have been on the reciprocating side, so receiving the support, and I've also noticed that I've really stepped up more, I suppose, or been in situations where others have really needed my support. So it's been quite a balance, I think, between that sort of giving and receiving. So that's what I've noticed. But let's turn our attention to this new week ahead. Hi, Anita, welcome. And we'll see what we need to know. So for the majority of us, that will be those connecting now, which right now is an unheard of 8 people. 8 people. By now we would have 50 or 60. So that's just showing how suppressed my videos are right now on Facebook. But for the majority of us connecting, what do we need to know for this week? Wednesday the 20th through to Tuesday the 26th of July 2022. So the best cards for the majority of us for this week are these. So I'm going to just duck down here and lay them face down. Okay. All right, we've got 5 Speed of Light, 3 Animal Kingdom at this point. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Okay, let's turn them over. Oh, we've got lots of purposeful living the beginning of the week. we've got our theme card has appeared again, and we've got one featured card, which is the White Tiger. I like this card. Up here it says further instructions that say to split the deck and take the top card. So I'm just going to split, and the split, oops, I just want to keep those together in case this is a featured card. It's the Stag. So that will go with the White Tiger. Now that's for way later in the week. That's the very end of the week, Tuesday. So I'll get to the Stag and that later. But let's start with Wednesday, the 20th of July. We've got these two cards for Wednesday. The Orca Whale and the Lion. Welcome, Brian. Excellent. Okay, so let's talk about the Orca Whale first. It's card 28, and it says living your purpose. We actually haven't seen this card for a while. I don't remember the last time it came up, so it's got to be a while, a few weeks at least. And I use these cards a lot. So this is very much highlighting our purpose, and other ways or other angles of looking at our purpose might be creating meaning in our life, or things that are meaningful to us. So it could be something that we do regularly, like a new hobby, or something that we're developing or learning or practicing, or it could be something like a bigger picture meaning that we're looking for. I am actually often craving meaning and understanding just in everyday situations. So whether it's trying to understand how I feel about something, or why I feel a certain way, or what is that feeling or that fear that I have and what's sitting underneath that. So I'm always exploring and looking for meaning and understanding. For me, it's like food for my soul, this depth and meaning and understanding. And to me, that's very purposeful for me. It means to me that I'm living or finding purpose or meaning in my daily interactions and daily movements throughout my life. So what is it for you at the moment, on Wednesday perhaps, or lately, that you've been thinking about regarding your purpose, or finding more meaning, or a substantial reason for you to be here right now, or to be living your life? Because to me, like, purpose and meaning are really important, because if I don't feel those things, if I'm in an in-between sort of stage and I feel a void, or I'm just in this weird space, it feels very uncomfortable for me, because I feel like I'm wandering around a bit aimlessly. So I think purpose and meaning give me like a desire to wake up in the morning, or a desire to do good, a desire to care about myself and about others. I think if I don't feel purpose, I feel in some ways that I don't really care much about myself and my life. And not that I felt that very often. In fact, I very rarely feel it, but it's a strange sort of feeling. So if you've been feeling that lately, are you okay with that? So you're okay to feel that way? And if you're not, what can you do about it to help create a sense of purpose or meaning for yourself in life? And coming in with this card for Wednesday is card 11, the Lion. And the Lion says, be balanced with your responsibilities. So really looking at our responsibilities, especially on Wednesday, and maybe looking at the responsibilities or the tasks that we undertake that align with our purpose, or the ones that take us away from our purpose. So it might be, first of all, worth considering what our purpose is right now. What creates purpose and meaning for you? And I think for me, as I sit here and ask myself that question, just as an example, my purpose right now is to seek depth and meaning, depth and understanding within myself, which also ripples out into my life. So that will play out in my life in various ways, through the work that I do at Temple of Balance, through playing my musical instrument, through stepping out into nature, relaxing in the bath, things that help me feel a deeper connection to myself. That's where my purpose sits right now. So can you establish what your purpose might look like? What do you want it to look like right now? And how might you be able to achieve it? It's hard to be able to achieve something if you don't know what your purpose might look like, or how you might define it at this time, if that makes sense. It's hard to know what the answer is to a mathematical problem if we don't know what the question is. We could pluck any number out of thin air and say that's the answer, but we don't actually know what the problem is, what the question is. So if we can establish what the question is, or in this case, what our purpose is, or how we might define it or feel it at this time, then that then takes us on a better track or a better trajectory to find that answer, or to establish what that particular purpose or answer is at this time that's accurate. So that Wednesday's cards. Now Thursday, the 21st of July, is the card 34 called Healed. And this talks about, or the keywords here are golden light, wounds, blocks, and dissolve. And this is our physical healing body card, let's say. So this card tends to come up when our physical body needs some healing or some support or some rest or mending time. So on Thursday, some of us may find that we need, or our body needs, some rest, some healing. So if you're going through something that's more long-term at the moment, then you might find Thursday really beneficial to hopefully set some time aside, if you have that, to have that available, to make some time to support and help your body. What does your body need for its healing, or to support it better? So healing day, Thursday, it seems. Now we move to Friday and things feel like they're shifting, but I feel like the shift feels like an opening. And it's Friday the 22nd of July, and funnily enough, we have card 22. So card 22, the lotus heart, and the keywords say the Om mantra: meditate, reconnect, and peace. So there is a shift feeling here for Friday, and that shift potentially is an opening. The opening feels most likely that it's going to happen in our heart. So it could be a realization of some sort that pushes us or prompts us to go into our heart, where our heart opens. So it could be a situation that happens that prompts us to go into our heart. It could be a depth of feeling that we feel that fills us up with love and just has to open us. So when we feel that strong love coming in, it has to open, like it opens us. Otherwise, it just sort of traps itself inside. And the energy that comes in the regards to what I'm talking about, often it feels like it wants to kind of generate itself somehow, like it's a snowball, like it wants to keep opening and building itself. So that energy that comes in that wants to open us in our heart is naturally wanting to keep us opening, if that makes sense. So it's like a flowing, it's a movement, it's a ebb and a flow, it's the movement of the tides. It's not just an energy that's trapped within us if we were an empty cylinder and it's got nowhere to go, but most importantly, nowhere to grow. So this moving, this opening of energy feels like it's a growing thing as well as an opening. So some of us might feel on Friday this deeper sense of connection with our heart, and also a deeper connection or a quest for, or a thirst for peace, and finding peace within ourselves, or feeling peace within ourselves, which then also ripples out into our life. So peace, contentment might be something that we really want to tap into, and hopefully we will also feel on Friday. But really interesting having card 22 on the 22nd with this energy that wants to open and grow. So that's really cool. And then the energy continues to want to come in. We've got the Saturday the 23rd of July with light codes. Light codes is card 41. And down here it says incoming. So energy coming in, that opening, that growth continues. It says information, memories, and language. This is also energy coming in. In fact, it probably comes in more in this card than it does in the Lotus Heart. The Lotus Heart feels very opening as that energy comes in, whereas this is directly energy that comes in. So when I drew this, it's like energy coming down into the crown. So the crown is open here, whereas the other card for Friday, it was the heart very open. So the heart letting love in, letting peace in, letting contentment in, whereas this is about connections. So allowing ourselves to feel a deeper sense of connection, or even opening and expanded connections with ourselves. In other words, the opposite of feeling disconnected or separate. So this energy may hit us on Saturday quite strongly, but it feels like it's already coming in on Friday. So this feels like no real surprise for Saturday in what I'm feeling, because it feels like it's coming in on Friday. So it's no surprise for Saturday. So this is energy coming in. It's usually energy that is a bit difficult to potentially describe or explain, because it's a deep feeling rather than something that is like a bunch of words coming down that we can easily explain or describe. It's almost an unmanifest energy, or a raw primal energy that wants to come in. So why is it coming in? It's coming in most likely for a couple of reasons, depending on what we need. To flush our body, could be to flush us of things that have been building up in regards to things that need to be released or let go of or surrendered. So for flushing, for clearing, for purging, for our healing basically, if that's something that we need by the time we get to Saturday. Also, that energy could be coming in to wake us up to something new, especially if we've got purpose on our mind this week, which we probably will. So purpose, meaning, might be on our mind, it might be sitting in our heart, and we might be really exploring that this week. So this energy coming in, align us with our purpose. It can align us with our purpose, which is a really enriching feeling to have right now. So we might find too on Saturday we want to write a lot, because the energy that comes in with this card is connected with writing, can be connecting with writing, and also remembering who we are, remembering why we started, remembering who we are, remembering our purpose. So there's a remembering feeling here too, or that sort of energy coming in. Now, Sunday. So Sunday, the 24th of July, we have our theme card from last week appear again. Card 2, prayer. And down here it says ask, help, answers, and improvement. So this energy is still present, this help that's around. Help for us and us being a help for others. So we may find, like I said, as I was shuffling the cards about last week's theme, which was this card, I've noticed last week a lot of support around for me, and me being a big support for others, more so than probably what I've noticed in the recent months. So we might find this continues through, and especially comes up for Sunday. Now, like I said last week, and you may want to go back to that video if you didn't see it, in regards to this card, people aren't mind readers. So people don't know, in general, most of the people around us don't know if we need help unless we ask, unless they know us really well and they can sense something. But for the most part, people don't know if we're suffering if we're not saying. They are not mind readers. And I've just noticed that a bit of a human sort of flaw, perhaps, is this expectation that people know how we feel, or know what we need, or know that we need help. Why isn't that person here for us? Well, maybe we didn't ask. People are not mind readers. This is why communication is so important. If we are struggling and we need help, let's find the courage to ask. So let's remember that if we haven't directly told someone something, they are most likely not going to know at all what we've got going on inside. And in fact, quite often we don't even know ourselves. So how can we expect others to step up and be what we need when we don't even know what we need in ourselves? So that's probably a good place to start. So let's ask, let's step up and help those who need it, and also let ourselves receive the help that we need. And ultimately, this card is about improvement. Are you willing to let yourself improve and to grow and become a better person? Are you willing to let your life improve and grow and become a better, more supportive space for you to experience and live in? So that can be something that might be what your purpose is right now. I just want things to improve. So that could be your general purpose that you find important for you. And how can you, or what can you do to achieve that? Well, might be the next lot of questions. So then we move to, so that was Monday. So this is Tuesday, the 26th of July. So we've got this and the tiger, which I'll get to in a second. So this is the macaw, funny, card 12. And I say funny, and it might not make sense yet because you're not mind readers of me, but I'm about to tell you that it says bold and daring communication. Communication is absolutely the hot topic for the last 3 to 4 weeks, easily. And it's coming up again for Tuesday. It's absolutely no surprise. So I would say it's still very present now, communication issues, which, is a whole big thing really to talk about. And I've talked about it a lot in the last couple of weeks. But being bold and daring and saying the truth clearly, asking for help if we need it, being there for others who we sense may need it. These things feel very important. So communication, this is how we work together. If we all shut down and we all don't speak and we all don't listen to each other, this is how I feel society sort of shuts down and we shut down. I feel like communication really is the bridge of interconnectedness that connects us all. So we may have a thought of someone, and we may not have thought of them for a while, but we've got a bit of time. Hey, do you want to meet up for a cuppa? And they're like, oh yeah, I really need to talk to someone today. So I think, and this is what I've noticed really strongly lately, is this sort of need or this highlight, this amplification of communication issues. But that communication is like a network that connects us all together. This balance of communicating verbally perhaps or expressing in some way, but also listening. Listening is so important. And I think and feel that the biggest block with this really is our lack of communication with ourselves and not understanding how we really feel about things, or really listening to how we feel or what's going on for us. When we do that as individuals, then we can better understand and empathize and be there for other people. And our communications improve. I've experimented with this and I've seen the evidence of it for many, many years in my life. That if I'm feeling angry because people aren't communicating and I'm not being heard or whatever my issue might be at the time, it always comes back to my own lack of communication with myself. So these outer things tend to reflect our inner blocks. And time again, as I've had that attitude and I've turned and looked and go, okay, how can I communicate better with myself? And as I take steps to improve that, these issues that I've noticed with other people start clearing up. So I really feel communication is this network of bridges that connects us all. And when these break down, I feel like this is will be a real problem in society and in the world. So communication is still big, and maybe for some of us, we might need to be bold and daring and really confident and honest and clear in something we've got to say on Tuesday, the 26th of July. Also for Tuesday are these cards, and these are really fun, actually. I love the meaning behind these, and for these to come together is really exciting. So we've got the white tiger and the stag have come up together for a reason. So we're going to look at them separately, and then we're going to look at their relationship together. This is card 48, the white tiger. Down here it says schedule, routine, adjustment, and time management. So this is very much about looking at how we spend our time. How do you spend your time? You might not even want to wait till Tuesday to figure that out. So it's something to be attentive to regularly, really, but especially on Tuesday, as we look at how we spend our time, how much time are we, dare I say it, wasting, because I'm sure we waste a lot of time procrastinating, flicking through social media, watching TV sometimes, depending on what it is. Sometimes it's good to relax, but if it's repetitively, why? If there are other things that we could be doing. So how are you spending your time? Are you wasting time? I find worrying a waste of time. I find procrastinating a waste of time. I like to be direct in what I'm doing throughout my day without wasting time. I don't like wasting time, as you can probably tell, because we're not going to get that time back. I want to feel, and sometimes it's not always activity, because I need to balance my time too with rest, and I need to sleep at night and all these types of things. But I do want to create as much purpose as I can in my day, because we are not going to get this time or this day back. So it's important to me that I live it to the fullest in accordance to what I need and what my body needs too for its balance. So how are you spending your time, and what about your schedule needs assessment, needs working out? And lining up with that often is looking at our priorities. What are your current priorities? As we change, our priorities change. Sometimes our priorities might be heavy on something for whatever reason. Maybe there's something going on, there's an event coming up, there's stress in the family, or there's something that just needs our attention a lot at the time. And this can knock us sort of out of balance with our priorities. And it's good, I find, to assess this probably each month to make sure my priorities are still aligned with what I want my priorities to be. And I include my priorities as the airtime that I'm giving things. So if something's on my mind a lot, I might be complaining about it, I might be trying to organise something, that airtime, that mind time, that mental time also counts as where my energy's going. So am I happy with my current priority list, or does some things need shuffling? So if I determine that some things need shuffling, that something's way up there in airtime, or what I'm spending time on that I want at number 3, then I've got to do some shuffling and some adjustment. So usually my schedule requires that adjustment. Now, connected with this is card 42, the Stag. And the Stag says a new direction. So this is a new path that's opening up for us at this time. We could probably feel it already starting to creep in, and it might be quite strongly present or in our presence on Tuesday. So how that relates to this is about making time, or looking at the time that we're spending to make sure that we have time to step into this new direction that's calling us, and to make sure that we're not making time excuses. Sometimes we make time excuses. In fact, often we make time excuses because we might be scared of this new path, or there might be a part of us that doesn't really want to do it. So we use time, and we can use money too, as an excuse to not look at something. But if we really want to do something, if we really want to open this new path, and if this is connected with our purpose and creating more purpose in our life, and this is something that we want to do, we will make time for it. We will make time for the things that are important to us, as you know. So this is probably what's going to be coming up on Tuesday too, is what is the path that we want to take, especially purpose-wise at this time, and what do we need to shuffle in our schedule so that we can make time for it? Because we can easily say, no, I've got too much to do, I'm not going to go down that path or that road. But is that really what we want to do? So there are things that we can tighten in our time. There are TV shows or TV time or what have you that we could probably cut down, and then find another half an hour, find another hour in our day. If we could cut out all our procrastination and worry, would probably also save some time in the day. Then we can allocate that time to this new road that is opening up for us. So very interesting. There's a lot still around communication, but coming into around purpose. So thanks for joining me, everybody, as we can see still that there is massive suppression on Facebook. And maybe if this continues, I will move over to do live videos on my YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed to Temple of Balance on YouTube if you are interested. I share my videos there anyway. Thanks for joining me. If you want to learn more about these cards or grab a deck for yourself, please have a look on my website. If you've enjoyed this video, all dozen of you, thanks for being here. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So you can learn more about me and the work I do at Temple of Balance at templeofbalance.com.au. I've got some new pendants, including this one I've pinched for the video, which I love. Dragon's Egg, Septarian. This and a couple of others are still available on my website, some new pendants. Art class, card reading class, details will come up next week. And there's lots of other things you can explore on my website. But now let's pull the theme card. The theme card will help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead and draw all of these days together. The bridge, if you like. Okay, the best card for our theme for the majority of us for the 20th of July through to the 26th of July 2022 is this here. Yes. We've got the Spirit Dragon, which is what I would class as the highest vibrating card in the whole deck. So there are 5 dragons, all great. This is like the king or the queen, the cherry on the top of the dragon. So this amplifies in a great way everything that I've talked about. So Spirit Dragon is card 26 and it says heightened energy. Heightened energy. So this brings an upliftment to everything I've talked and spoken about. So this amps things up. It amps up what I've talked about purpose, meaning, and finding that in our life. Very favourable to make some time to really contemplate and explore this week. This brings amplification and heightened energy to our communications and really understanding and seeing or understanding ourselves further through the communications that we're having. And really figuring out where we could be more confident in our communication, where we could be more bold and daring and forthcoming sort of feeling here too in our communication so that we can continue to connect with people. No communications is no connections, pretty much. Even if, you know, we were silent or we were stuck away in a room for a while or we had no internet or no telephone, no communication is isolation. So I feel it's quite dangerous in some ways to think of communications becoming non-existent. You know, whether it's between us with someone in front of us, whether it's communicating through the internet or our phone, or gathering together in groups, listening to other people, verbally communicating, connecting with ourselves. Let's not shut down in our self-communication. In fact, let's use this time to really get to know ourselves better. If you want to know who you are, if you want to know your truth, where you stand, what your values are, it's communicating with yourself, listening, asking yourself questions, tuning into your body and how you feel. Can you feel I am passionate about communicating? Absolutely passionate. I feel marketing, although there's a big psychological twist to it, where they're trying to convince and manipulate, persuade people that they need something. I feel in general marketing is communication. Marketing or communicating a product or a service or something like this. Communicating that clearly to potential customers. So I feel marketing is also communicating. So communication big, everything big this week. Oh, also our heart opening, isn't it? Heart opening, crown opening, energy coming in. opening, growing, flowing, and connecting with that energy, heightened, because this also brings that energy in. So this is potentially going to be a great week, especially if we have the courage to see these types of things and improve these parts of ourselves so that we can make time in our schedule to go down the road and follow the things or the thing that touch us and sit deeply in our heart. So thank you for connecting today. I'm going to take a photo and share that with you so you can refer to it through the week. Have a fantastic week. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating. And I'll be back next week for the weekly guidance. Take care and bye for now.